I'm doing a full phytocannabinoid-rich blend of health beneficial elements that I'm bringing together, and so people are going to be able to fuck around with that. And that, for me, I think is probably going to be the most exciting part. Phytocannabinoids is going to become the new buzzword. Everything's about plant-derived, right? Because a lot of people, they see a plant derivation like, oh, now we're going to go into a lab and we're going to try to make it. You know, and we've all seen what happened with Marinol, right? You know, Marinol is when they tried to make synthetic THC. It failed horribly. Phyto is from the actual plant, and I think that's the best way about getting it.
The obstacle that I'm fighting is all the pushback on the internet against CBD, the term. Like I got kicked out of Etsy, Shopify.
Oh, hell yeah.
All my banks, just for
yeah.
CBD.
So check it out. We've got a guy, and I'm not just saying this, okay? But Bevan will be able to help you out if he hasn't talked to you about this yet. I've got a card processor right now that's a little bit more hip to the new hemp laws, and so he's able to go to underwriting and be like, yo, underwriting, like what's the necessities so that we're falling within compliance? Because everything's about compliance within federal law, right? And so he'll actually walk you through it, and his rates are like 2 to 3%.
I read something like that somewhere.
So Bevan can actually refer you to the person. The guy's name is Donald, but I'm about to get approved right now, because usually high-risk merchant accounts with CBD prior to the passing of the federal farm bill was anywhere about 8 to 11%. It was insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And even then, you weren't 100% safe.
Right.
You know, so with this is like fully legitimate credit card processor.
But I'm also looking like things are still fluctuating. We haven't landed like at a certain idea of what's right and what's not right. So every time they have a hiccup down at the,
Oh, well, that's why he's going to go through your site or whatever it is you sell, and then be like, yeah, you got to change this, you got to change that. They're not supposed to do that. You know.
But
they will. They'll do it so that he'll work with you to get it so that he's like, yo, here's some disclaimers that you got to put up. This is what you got to do. He'll walk you through it, and boom, you're approved.
Right now, I just decided I'm not using word CBD anymore. I just do hemp phytocannabinoids.
That's what I do with my site right now. Yeah, the
it's
CBD.
It's all about the wordplay, right?
CBD. Well, yeah, CBD. I'm slowly trying to just not use anymore. I'm using more hemp and then phytocannabinoid right now, and then just educating the market on that. And plus, CBD is such a big keyword to compete on. Yeah. If you can capture hemp and cannabinoid on Google AdWords,
and if you're helping
cheaper.
People and you have customers that are happy with your service and product, then they don't really care.
Oh, they'll know.
I felt like a lot of slowdown with all this nonsense. It's just, and somehow the large companies, they're just powering through it. Without any problem.
They're just fine.
Yeah.
And they're
expensive legal teams.
They're just fine. But thing is that that's okay, because they're also, running on bloated costs.
Yeah.
Because right now they've had the luxury of having all this money come in because there was this huge market, no competitors, right? They literally could just be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and people would still buy it. And so they've run up these huge overhead costs, and now they're going to get destroyed, just like the tech industry. There's always going to be somebody that comes along that actually wants to offer true value to people once the market has been realized. And they'll be able to work harder, smarter, and more efficiently than the person that's been sitting there that's gotten almost essentially what is free money, right? Because they didn't have any competition, right? So right now, this year is a huge opportunity for companies that want to come in and actually understand business, understand cannabis, and want to bring like real value to people, because people are not stupid, and the power of social media is extremely powerful.
Yeah, people are educating a lot faster today.
They are way smart today, and they know. And there's a lot of unscrupulous people in the business, and there's a lot of unscrupulous people in the business that have like a drug dealer kind of mentality, where they don't really give a shit about people's health. They just want to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that, because hard work should be, you should get what you get in return. But you should be doing it at a value, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? It's not about money; it's about providing value. If you provide value, you get value back. And there's people right now that aren't doing it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they'll all start to slowly disappear.
Right. I'm done with those people.
And people talk. People talk, and it spreads so fast.
Right.
And if you know how to utilize that, see a lot of these big people, they think that smaller people can't utilize media.
I do.
You got to do it now. You have about 3 months to develop whatever plan you want to do, to hit to market because your main market right now is going to be summer. You want to be the brand for summertime.
Oh, really? Why?
Because that's when sales start to go up for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you're going to have the biggest brand marketing exposure. So whatever rides in summer is going to kill it in winter when holiday season comes. Because now you're going to be in the head of every consumer in terms of what a good CBD product is. And so once you do your promos for any kind of gifting, you're going to be the
My
person
plan
to
is
buy.
to time it with the release of the last season of Game of Thrones.
That's another one.
Yeah, and do Game of Thrones. products.
Anything you can line up with other things that people are already mentally connected with, that's a home run.
And then I'm gonna use the winter is coming during winter.
There you go. Yeah. The dude with the sword, the meme. Hell yeah. No, I feel you. Absolutely. Everything will work like clockwork. It's just a matter of just staying on top of it, right? So
So
well,
to
most people, consciously or subconsciously, are always taking, and I don't think they're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
As an on the take.
No,
well,
just
no, just like that's just when you don't have anything, right? Because you haven't given anything, right? That's the paradox. Is that you're in a flight or fight mode, right? Because then you're going to go back to basic survival principles, right? Like, I just need to survive. So most people, whether they will it or not, at a lower level, they just take, right? And then as you get to higher levels, people will learn to give, but still they get smart, like maybe I can just take more, right? And it's not until like I realized like getting at probably like top levels of like competition and working with people, that's where you start to see where like these people just give. And they're really good at cutting off people who are energy takers. Because then they just surround themselves with big time givers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why those circles stay so small, because they understand that.